In 1914, at the start of the First World War, Princess Mary thought that would be a nice gesture to give to all the troops, sailors, a small gift for Christmas. And she wished to pay for this by herself, but the government said no. They would set up a committee and they would ask people for donations. This they duly did, and the monies that they got in was more than what they thought they would actually get. The contents of the boxes were an ounce of tobacco, 20 cigarettes, a small pad, a small packet of buff envelopes, Christmas card, small pipe, pencil, and a lighter. They then decided that others would have to be changed. The Gurkhas would receive the same as the British Army. The Indian Army then had to be re-looked at. The Sikhs would have sweet almonds, chocolate, Christmas card, the writing envelopes and pad along with a small pen. The Hindus and the Muslims would receive the tobacco and the cigarettes, and also the small box of cooking spices, the same as what the Sikhs would have. They then decided that the nurses in the field hospitals couldn't receive such items, so they decided that the nurses would receive chocolate and the writing implements and some more sweets along with the small Christmas card. This box belonged to a soldier in the Royal Scots Fusiliers, and he landed in November of 1914, and during the winter operations he was seriously wounded and taken to field hospital, where on the 11th of April 1915 he sadly passed away. His box was then returned to his family along with the rest of his belongings. The box itself was given to every soldier and sailor. They decided that they would all receive these boxes every Christmas, and obviously with the birth of the Royal Flying Corps, the lads that were in the Royal Flying Corps received the same. These tins were used throughout the war, and the first ones were airtight, and a soldier would keep personal belongings in the tin, more so his small regimental Bible and or family photographs, and 90% would keep them in the top left breast pocket. And it's reputed to have saved a few men from being shot. The unfortunate thing is that they were losing quite a lot of the brass, and they decided that they would have to get brass from America. And when the Lusitania was sunk, the brass that was coming on there to do the boxes was lost. And that's then when they decided they would have to use an inferior metal to do the boxes. This they duly done, and they carried on issuing the boxes at every Christmas. And the last one, I believe, that was issued in 1919, obviously, which was after the Great War. Quite a lot of families would have had these sent back to them by their relations in the trenches, and some were actually sent back not being opened, so they were all intact. Some of the lads would send photographs back in the box, and that was kept as a family heirloom. The money that they received for the boxes was quite substantial, and the remaining money was given to Queen Mary's Hospital, and that helped to look after the troops that came back from the war when they were wounded. Princess Mary also trained as a nurse, and she looked after the wounded soldiers when they came home. So not only did she have the great idea to present every man and woman in the trenches with that small gift box. These things obviously go unnoticed at times, but through the years these have actually become quite a talking point, and quite a lot of the old soldiers still reminisce when they actually received them in the trenches.